Okay, so today we're going to continue practicing those tag questions, and we'll be looking at that tense review that we have. So, okay, so here we are. All right, so we said that these tag questions basically are sentences plus a tag. So they are a usual sentence and then a question or a tag question. And we use them in order to confirm something, when we want to clarify something, make sure that what we're saying is right, or just get someone to agree with us. So you did the homework, didn't you? It has a sentence and then the tag. If it's a positive sentence, then you need a negative tag. And if it's a negative sentence, then you need a positive tag. And we need to keep the modal or auxiliary that we're using. So if it's a regular verb, then you need to use do. If it's in the past, did. If it's should, then it's the still should. So that's what we say. Okay. So here are some examples. Now, something that we haven't seen is negative questions. So negative questions are quite similar to tag questions, but they are actually a question. So they are not like a sentence and then a question. So they are questions, in fact. And the only difference to normal questions is that they're negative. So it works in the exact same way of a usual question, but it is negative. So for example, a normal question, an affirmative one, would be like, did you do the assignment? Right, that's a normal question. And a negative question is the exact same thing, but in negative form. Didn't you do the assignment? So that's it. It's just the negative part of a question. It could be with any tense, in the simple present, do you do, don't you do. It could be with an auxiliary, should you be here, shouldn't you be there. It could be with a verb be, are you here, aren't you here, with a present perfect, with another auxiliary. Have you done this before? Haven't you done this before? So it's quite simple because it's still the same as any question. The only difference is that the auxiliary part, exactly. It could also be an open question. Why didn't you do the assignment? How come haven't you done this before? So it's exactly the same, but the auxiliary is in negative. Okay,
When
No,
to
the
use
use.
this.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Let's go back to this example. So the difference is that when you ask a normal question, did you do the assignment? You're not communicating anything. You're not implying anything. It's just a normal question and you want an answer. So did you do the assignment? You actually don't know. You have no idea whether that person did it or not. And you want an answer. So the person is going to say, yes, I did. No, I didn't. And you're going to find out there. So it's a usual question. You just want to ask for information that you don't have. But when you use a negative, then it may have some implications. So you can actually interpret what this person is saying. So, for example, if I'm your teacher, I'm saying, didn't you do the assignment I gave you? So in that case, I already am expecting an answer from you. So it's either because I know you did, or it's because I'm surprised you didn't. I'm just finding out. So it's either for one of those two reasons. So for example, okay, so right now I know that you did yesterday's assignment, let's say, and I don't know, you have maybe, I don't know, maybe you asked me a question, something that was in there, and I'm gonna say, but you should know that, didn't you do the assignment? It's because I know you did the assignment, and I'm just saying it so like, you should know it already. Didn't you do it? It's like, I just want you to confirm that you did.
Like you're supposed to, you did the action, right?
How so?
I mean, you supposed that you did the assignment,
Yes, I'm
this
assuming you
case.
did the assignment. Exactly. This is actually the same way that you use attack. It's the same use. Because I could say, but you did the assignment, didn't you? So it's like, I know you did. I'm assuming you did. I just want you to confirm that you did. So you ask me a question and I'm like, but I know you did the assignment. Didn't you do the assignment? So it's the same use as a tag question. I just want to confirm. I just want to make sure. And it can also be used for opinions as well, the same way that attack. I can say, don't you think that that this band is the best one ever? So don't you think that's a negative question? And I just want you to agree with me. So basically, this is the same as a tag question. The exact same thing, exact same. But I can also use it when I'm surprised that you didn't do it. In this case, I just found out that you didn't. I thought you did, but now I'm surprised. And I could be like, I don't know. You tell me, even if you right now tell me, I'm sorry, I couldn't make it to yesterday's class, and I'm gonna say, weren't you in yesterday's class? So you just told me, but I'm just surprised, and it's in order to express that that surprise. So, weren't you here yesterday? I just found out that you weren't, and now I'm surprised. So those are the two uses, I'd say.
So if I want to use like a negative questions, I can use both negative questions or tag questions.
In some
Both
cases, yes.
will be right.
Yeah. Usually didn't, when you have a negative question, it has that, like that surprise, or sometimes when you're mad at somebody, you can also use it like, or when when you actually want to know something, when you have an open question, for example, like, why didn't you do the assignment? So in that case, I already know that you didn't do it, but I just want to know why, so it is more useful maybe than tag questions, because you can actually extract information.
Uh-huh.
So yes.
Okay.
But in some cases, you can use them both. If you just want to confirm, then you can use them both.
So in this case, I just found out you didn't. I'm surprised. Did you? No. Yeah,
I mean, that's just like, okay, this isn't an example. That's one of the uses.
Oh,
So if I know that you didn't do the assignment, but I'm surprised and I want to express that, I can say something like, didn't you do the assignment? So you just told me you didn't. Maybe you can be like, hey, I'm sorry, I couldn't do the assignment yesterday. And I'm gonna be like, didn't you do it? So you just told me, but I am still surprised. So I'm gonna say it, you know? So it's basically to express surprise. It's one of the uses.
yeah.
So I think this is a bit more explained. So for example, when you want to express surprise, didn't James finish the race? So right now, you know that James didn't, but you're surprised about it because you initially thought that James did. So now you're just finding out that James wasn't in the first place, and you're gonna be like, didn't James finish the race? So you're just expressing surprise. Or in exclamations as well. Isn't bungee jumping one of the most thrilling extreme sports? But this is also something that, like an opinion, you know, you want the person to agree with you. Or wasn't that such an interesting film? So we want the listener to agree with us. Isn't this the best that you have ever tried? Or I don't know, isn't Italian the best food? So wasn't that such an interesting film, such a good movie? So those are the uses. Right?
Yeah.
And the grammar is the same. That's the
In this
good thing
question,
about this. You don't have to remember.
answer? Sorry. In this question,
Sorry, no?
an answer?
Yes. Well, it depends. So if you think that the person actually expects an answer from you, like for example, if it's an open
Is
question,
it
you know, like, I'm sorry?
like the second sentence? Isn't bungee jumping one of the most thrilling extreme sports? Yeah.
Uh, you could answer, you don't have to, because it's not like the other person wants any information from you. You know, it's just like you could say, oh, yeah. Or you can, if you're not in the same, if you don't agree with that person, you can say, no, I don't think so. It isn't for me. So you could answer, you don't necessarily have to, but you can, you know? If you actually agree with the person, you are there in that feeling the hype, maybe you could answer.
Okay.
Or, so for example, you can say yes or no to confirm a positive opinion, no in a negative. So isn't bungee jumping one of the most thrilling extreme sports? Yes,
In
for sure.
in the first case, didn't James finish the race? It's also that you don't need to answer.
If you are seeing that the other person knows the answer, then you don't need, but you can confirm, you know, you can say, no, unfortunately, he didn't. So just to be polite, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you can answer. It depends on whether you think that the other person knows the answer already. Or sometimes you can give an explanation, you know? Like if I say, didn't you do the assignment? Then you can tell me, no, I'm sorry, I was busy yesterday. You can just kind of like explain why, maybe.
Okay.
So isn't it a lovely day today? Yes, it is. I agree. No, it isn't. I don't think so. Now, the only thing that we need to take into account is that it's always going to be in the contracted form, in the same way that the tag questions were.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot say, is not bungee jumping or is bungee jumping not? No, it's always going to be contracted. Isn't, wasn't. And again, if I'm talking about the first person with the verb be, I can say, aren't I the best, or aren't I the best cook, maybe. So aren't I? The exceptions are the same, I believe.
Okay.
Aren't I the best cook? So yes.
Okay.
No, that's it. Those are the negative questions. I don't know if you have any questions about them.
No, the rules, the exceptions are the same in this, no?
Yes, but you don't actually need exceptions, because since you don't have a sentence, for example, you're never going to have something like let's, because that's not a question. So since these are questions, you don't have that many exceptions. It's just the RNI. With let's, I mean, you cannot have that in a question. So you will have to say, I don't know. You cannot basically do a negative one, right? You cannot say, shall not we go? No, so you're just, shall we go? It's never going to be negative. So
Yeah, it's always gonna be positive. Shall we go? Shall we do this?
it's always going to be positive. You cannot have a question in the form of an imperative either, because there's nothing like that. So there are no exceptions. I think the only one is the R and I.
Okay.
That would be the only. Okay.
In their case, am I?
Am I?
No, when it's negative, it's RNI. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yes, because it's not positive.
Yeah.
So let's practice. Let's see what we have. Let's start by practicing tag questions first.
Okay.
So where are we? Okay. So for example, it's a nice day. What would you say for the tag?
Isn't it?
Isn't it? Good. Or if it were a negative question, how would you do it?
Isn't it a nice day?
Okay, nice. Sometimes you can say such when you have those opinions. Isn't it such a nice day? Like, sometimes you can use that expression. Okay. You're not English. What would it be?
You're not. Are you?
Are you? Nice. It's negative and affirmative.
Yeah.
She isn't happy.
Is she?
Is she? Okay. In this case, for example, you couldn't form a negative, right? Because isn't she happy would be the opposite. You expect the person to be happy.
Yeah.
And you're so it would lose the meaning. She isn't happy, is she?
Can you say me how can I say in Spanish? How it sounds in Spanish?
This one here?
Yeah, but in the other way, like, isn't she happy?
Isn't she happy would be like, no es feliz, like, or no es ella feliz, right? But no es feliz, I think. It's like, it's a negative question. So I don't think it has like the same meaning. I mean, it doesn't have like the same implication maybe. So isn't she happy? It will be more like, ¿no te parece que es feliz? Or wouldn't you say she's happy? Isn't she happy? It will be more like, ¿no te parece que es feliz? Something like that, I think. It would sound better. Because it's like an opinion.
Here, she isn't happy, is she? Ella no es feliz. ¿No es cierto? Algo así.
Yes, exactly. Ella no es feliz, ¿cierto? Ella no es feliz, ¿verdad? Maybe. So, the same.
Okay.
So, he's French.
Isn't he?
French, isn't he? And in a negative question, how would it be?
In a negative question, isn't he French?
Isn't he French? Great. Now this, you live in London.
You live in London. Do you? Don't you?
Don't you? Great. Affirmative, no.
Yeah.
He doesn't eat meat.
He doesn't eat meat. Does he?
Let's see. Great.
In this case, in negative questions, does he? No, because it's, no, forget it.
Okay. So yes, doesn't he eat meat would be that you actually expect the person to eat meat. So you expect that. No, she works a lot.
Doesn't she?
Doesn't she? They're watching TV.
They were watching. Aren't they?
Aren't they? No, he isn't working today.
Yeah. He isn't working today. Is he?
Good, he isn't working today. You see? Now Brian's reading.
Brian's reading. Isn't he?
Isn't it? Okay, how would it be in a negative question?
Isn't he reading?
Nice, isn't he reading? You can swim.
Can you?
Can you? Nice. Or in a negative one,
Can you swim?
can you swim? Now she can play the piano.
Can she?
She. All right, she saw Bill yesterday.
She saw. Didn't she?
Didn't she? Perfect. They didn't like the film.
Did they?
Did they? Right, you told Jane.
Didn't you?
Told Jane, didn't you? He didn't answer the letter.
Did he?
Did he? Okay. You've been here before.
Haven't you?
Haven't you? No, he hasn't eaten yet.
Has he?
Yes, has he. She's just arrived.
Isn't she?
Okay, but are you sure that's the verb be?
Oh, right. She just arrived, didn't she?
I'm not sure.
Ah, yeah. It's not, isn't she?
No, because this is not the verb be. That's has.
Oh, yeah. Hasn't she?
Hasn't she? She's just arrived, hasn't she? Now you were talking on the phone.
Weren't you?
That's right. He was bringing the bread.
Wasn't he?
I was picking you up.
Wasn't he? Wasn't I? Ah, weren't I?
Weren't I? Okay. It's funny because you actually can form a contraction, right? You can say wasn't, but you need to say weren't. Weren't I? So I was picking you up, weren't I?
Weren't I?
Or, well, wasn't I? But I think it sounds a lot better when you say weren't I. I think that would be maybe,
Grammatically, wasn't I? It's okay.
yes. But I think people when speak, they say weren't I? Weren't I? Now they won't be late.
Will they?
Also won't be late. You'll send me a postcard.
The negative of will, we only use it in these tag questions.
I mean, you can use them in sentences too, right?
Mhm.
So will is actually, the negative will be will not, and its contracted form is won't.
Mhm.
So you can use it in negative questions as well. Won't you send me a postcard? Or in a sentence, you know, this person won't do this. So
I will
it,
not be available tomorrow. I will
I will
be
not or I won't. It's the same.
okay. Won't you?
Great. No, he won't be at home tomorrow.
Will
Will he? We're gonna be late.
we're gonna? Aren't we?
Nice. We're gonna be late, aren't we? Okay. I'm not going to remember.
I'm not going to remember. Aren't I?
Am I, right? Because it's negative.
Am I?
I'm not, am I?
Yeah. Am I? Yeah.
He's going to take an exam.
He's going to take, isn't he?
Isn't he? Okay. And the last one, they had been there before.
Hadn't they?
Hadn't they? Right. So yes. In Britain, in the UK, or at least in British English, they use it a lot, these tag questions, they use them a lot, but they don't necessarily use them correctly. I don't know if you've ever heard this expression, like, I think it's like this. I'm not sure even how you write this down, but it supposedly isn't it. But obviously, for the way they pronounce it, it sounds like in it. So they use it for like everything, even
Wow.
if it's not the right one. You know, they have been there before in it. So they use it like, but it's wrong, you know, grammarly speaking, and Americans don't do it. So you don't have to do it.
Okay.
Americans actually say it the right way. Okay. All right. So any questions?
No. No, I don't have questions.
All right, that's perfect. Okay then, so we should do video listening. Hold on. Okay.
Andrea? Andrea? rompe. Bebé, ¿quieres salir? ¿Quieres salir o no? ¿Ya no? Perdón, bebé. Perdón, bebé. Es que te salir antes. Pobre bebé. Andrea?
Oh my gosh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So let's do this. Okay. So could you please read the instructions?
Nick and Talia are still at Talia's apartment. They are talking about a meeting Nick had with Jackie Baker. Nick tells Talia about Jackie's idea for the commercial. Predict, which of the following do you think are intent to be in a commercial?
Okay.
Maybe I'm not sure. A young child, maybe.
A young child. Okay. What would you use in a commercial, in a shoes commercial?
I mean, all the kids love playing football. I don't know. I think it's the best way to do a commercial is with kids, shoes, football, ensuciarse, no sé, como
Okay, getting dirty, maybe, yes.
getting dirty, maybe. I mean, a woman, not at all, no, because it depends the shoes, you know. In
Yeah.
this case, we're talking about Nick, so it's football. It could be
Yes.
a soccer field too. That the shoe is good, it's nice. So I don't know.
Okay. So yes, you're right. So yeah, if you're trying to target the sport people, then maybe yes, young child. As you say, kids love soccer, so probably soccer field. Okay.
Yeah, target.
Hang on a second. A commercial? You never said anything about a commercial. I want to hear more about this. Don't leave out any details. This could be important.
Okay. So, over lunch, she describes the deal.
So, you'll wear our shoes when you play, and we'll use your name and your image in some TV and online ads. Do that, and the $100,000 is yours.
Sounds good. And this will be sometime next year?
Yeah, that's right. We'll formalize the details later, but we'll probably want you to appear in a commercial.
Cool.
In fact, I'm working on an idea for a commercial right now. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay, picture this. You're sitting in a park on a bench. It's a beautiful spring day.
So far, so good.
Okay. A young kid comes up to you and says, "Hey, aren't you Nick Crawford, the soccer star?"
Okay.
And you say, "That's me," or something like that.
You're right.
And then the kid says, "Wow, cool shoes, what are they?" And you say, "Kicks, what else?"
And then,
That's it.
so all I have to do is sit on the bench and talk to a kid.
That's all you have to do.
Well, I can really use the money. You've got yourself a deal.
That's what I thought. This Jackie scam artist recorded your conversation over lunch. She got you to say certain things. Then she edited the tape so it sounds like you're accepting a bribe.
Wow. Pretty embarrassing. She really played me.
And she did wire $100,000 to you, right?
Yes, she did. Right away. That's when I thought everything was up to snuff.
Speaking of money, whose money do you think that was?
Dean's, no doubt.
He's got that kind of money?
He can afford it. He's got a good contract. And I know his parents have money too.
Things are starting to fall in place.
Okay, so what was it?
Yeah, it was the kids, a young child, Nick Crawford, soccer player.
So yes. And what was he supposed to do?
Huh?
What was he supposed to do in the commercial?
Like sitting there in the bank. I don't know. In
Sit
the
on a
park.
bench?
Yeah, sit in the park and wait that a kid come and say, "Oh my God, your shoes, your Nick."
Okay, so yes, that's how she was planning to promote those shoes.
Yeah.
Would you do it? Would you do a commercial promoting something?
If I did, or if I will do.
Like, would you do it if you had the chance?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's different. I mean, it's creative. I don't know. You need to take into account a lot of points, like you said before, the target, the I don't know, a lot of things. But it's amazing. I mean, when I was in college, I made a fake promotion for a product with my friends, and it take us a long time to make it. We made about boxers for guys. It was
Okay.
difficult because all in my group were girls. So imagine a commercial for boys. You need to think like a boy, right? So
Yeah.
it's difficult.
So yeah, I imagine. So
Huh?
how did you do it at the end?
We have to talk to some friends and ask questions, like an interview, to know about what they think about the new product. And based on that, we made our decisions, like, oh, you need to do that. Oh, I think it's more comfortable to this way or that way.
Okay. So yeah, there's a whole science behind it. One wouldn't say so when you look at a commercial, but yes, you gotta think of everything, of what the audience.
Yes, like Nick sitting in the park, it's so easy. Just a kid coming and say, "Oh, you're a Nick," but it seems easy, but it's not.
Yeah, totally get it. So yes, and it's interesting that part of advertising and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try and answer these. The first one, according to Jackie, when will Kicks use Nick's name in their advertisements?
Oh, in about a month, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or right away. No, I know it's not a month, but I'm not sure.
I think she's not too sure. I think Nick asked a question about that, like when should I do this? And she's not sure what to reply because she doesn't know. So
yeah, I think right away because they want to.
Okay. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Okay.
So what is Nick's reaction to the idea of a commercial?
Well, when he talked to Jackie Baker.
Yeah.
For the idea of a commercial. He wants more information first.
Okay, so yes, he asked about what the commercial would be like. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jackie has an idea for the commercial. What is it?
Nick sits on a park bench and a young kid approaches him.
And what does Talia think Jackie did at the lunch meeting?
Yeah, she thinks Jackie record their conversation and then edits it to sound like Nick was accepting the bride.
Yes, she edited the conversation because Nick was like saying some things that could be misunderstood, you know?
Like,
so yeah, he was like, I could use the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so 2 out of 4, 2 are wrong. The 2 first ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one, I think she says, we can do this next year, but I'm gonna tell you the details later. Let's listen to a part. So yeah, next year.
And this will be sometime next year.
Yeah, that's right.
And the second one, Nick's reaction. I'm not sure about this one. I think he likes the idea at first. Let's see.
We can work out the details later for this, but we'll probably want you to appear in a commercial.
He initially
Cool.
likes.
But in this case, she didn't talk about the idea of the commercial. She just said the commercial.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, the idea of a commercial, it could be 2 things. It's either the idea that she has planned about a young kid approaching Nick and everything, or it could just be like the idea of a commercial, like the fact that it's doing a commercial.
Yeah. The idea, she didn't like it. I mean, I hit it.
Nick?
Yeah, he was like just sitting in the park.
Yeah, that's, I don't know if he didn't like it. I think he was more like surprised that he didn't have to do so many things. He was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that for $100,000, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we look at some vocabulary that we have here? So I don't know if we have time to do the whole grammar. Okay. So in the video, Talia tells her mother, it's all incredible. So incredible means not believable. And it's formed by adding the negative prefix in, which means not, And then credible, that means believable. The same way you could say unbelievable, right? Incredible, unbelievable. So sometimes some words have these negative prefixes like il, im, in, ear, and an. So we're gonna see some of them and what they mean. All right. So the first one is accurate. Do you know that word? It's an adjective.
No, I mean, I hear it, but no, I don't know the meaning.
Accurate. Yeah, it means precise, like preciso, very accurate, right in point, super exact, accurate. Now the negative.
In a question, in a sentence.
In a sentence, maybe usually when you have memes, I don't know if you've ever seen this in a comment of a meme or something, but when you have memes, somebody will say something, oh, that's so accurate. And that means like, that's so true, you know, it's so precise, it's right the way it is. So usually with memes, I think, it's like accurate. So yeah, it's like preciso, that's really exact. For example, in physics, I know that you have that term, accuracy, which means how precise something is. Like if it's, I don't know, if your result is supposed to be 0.001 and it is exactly that, then that means it's accurate. So it's preciso. These figures aren't very accurate. Can you check them out again? So yes, preciso. Okay, now the negative of that is inaccurate.
Inaccurate.
That's so inaccurate. And that means it's not precise. Now,
inaccurate.
Yes, inaccurate. Now we have attractive. I'm sure you know that one.
But the negative will be not precise.
This one here?
Yeah.
Impreciso.
Imprecise.
Right? The same way that we have in Spanish.
Okay.
And attractive, which basically means good looking, attractive, good looking, pretty. The negative is unattractive. So an unattractive person is the opposite. It's an ugly person, basically. So unattractive.
It's like, I don't know how to say in English, antónimo.
Yes, like an antonym, like the opposite of the word.
Okay.
Now, dependent, do you know what that means?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it means that you depend on something or you depend on someone.
Yeah.
So children are usually depending on their parents. So they depend on their parents until they become adults.
Yeah.
And the opposite would be independent. So I'm a very independent person. I don't depend on anyone, on anything.
Yeah.
Then we have legal, which is something that's permitted by the law, something that you can do. And the opposite is illegal. So something illegal is something that's illegal. It's the same as in Spanish.
Yeah. Likely.
Now, likely, do you know that one?
I don't know how to say that, but it's like it's in the book probably, like.
Yes.
Yeah, and I understand, but I don't know how to say.
It's like, I don't think there's a direct translation, but it's like probably. So it's very likely that this happens. It is likely that this happens, or maybe something is more likely to happen. So it means it's más probable, it's more likely. And the opposite would be unlikely. So it's very unlikely that something like this would happen. Unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we have original. You know what that means?
Mm, the meaning of it, I understand. Yeah.
So yeah, it's original, something different,
Yeah. Something different. Is
yeah,
that?
something that's not a copy of something else.
Yeah.
And the opposite will be unoriginal. So a
Unoriginal.
copy, something common. Now practical is something maybe effective, something very practical is like practical. And the opposite,
Practical, yeah.
yes, it's the same as in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something practical. And the opposite is unpractical, something that's not very possible, something that's not, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have regular. So regular, it could mean different things. It could be like something that happens frequently, in often, maybe this is a synonym of often, or it could also mean something that's like regular, irregular. So it's like something that's in order, in place. So regular and irregular. What did I do? Regular and irregular. Now you have sane. You know what that means?
No. No.
Sane basically means cuerdo. So
Okay.
sane is the opposite of.
Yeah.
And crazy means insane. You're insane. That means you're out of your goddamn mind.
Mm.
Then you have suitable, which is like practical, I think. Suitable. And it means like, I don't know, like, que se puede hacer, something that can actually happen. So for example, or something that, yes, it has like two meanings, something that you can do. So for example, I don't know, maybe throwing a party in my house isn't really suitable because my house is small. So it's not something that you could actually do, it's not suitable. Or maybe something is suitable for somebody else. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, what you said, for example, in the commercial, using a woman would not be suitable for a soccer commercial. But using, yes, exactly, for the target audience. But using a kid and maybe in a soccer park, then that will be suitable for the target audience, for the soccer commercial. So it's like appropriate, maybe, apropiado, suitable. Yes. And the opposite is unsuitable. But you could also say not suitable, so that's not suitable or is unsuitable.
Can you explain sentence unsuitable? You can use this, isn't suitable.
Yes, you can say is not suitable. Like I said, my house isn't suitable for a party, or my house is unsuitable for a party. To be honest, I think that when you say not suitable, that's more common than saying unsuitable for some reason. Unsuitable. It's not as insane.
We can use not.
Yes, grammarly you can. So you can say that's not accurate, not attractive, not dependent, not legal, not likely, not original. You can use it. In some cases, it's more common, like in the suitable one. It's more common to hear that's not suitable, that's unsuitable. But for example, with insane, that is really common. So you're insane, that works. Illegal as well, unlikely, unoriginal too. Unpractical, not that much. I think it's better to say not practical. That's not practical, you know? What else? Yeah, I think those are the two ones. Okay, any questions?
No, it's clear.
Okay. So now let's go back here and try to, okay. So, all right. So we need to choose the right one. So how would you do for accurate?
Inaccurate.
Inaccurate. For dependent?
Independent.
Independent. For likely?
Unlikely.
Unlikely. For practical?
Practical. Impractical.
Impractical.
Sorry.
For sane?
Insane.
Insane. Attractive?
Attractive. Unattractive.
Attractive. Legal?
Legal. Illegal.
Illegal. Original?
Unoriginal.
Okay. Regular?
Irregular.
Regular. Suitable?
Unsuitable.
Okay. Like this. Okay, 9 out of 10. Which one is wrong? Impractical? Is it unpractical then? I think it's unpractical in that case.
Impractical.
Practical, unpractical.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you have any questions before we go.
No. It's clear. It's okay.
All right. So, okay then, I got into my other class, but the survey is just out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
All right. Thank you, Mafia. I'll see you Monday.
Yeah. So I have 2 assignments, right?
Yes, you have the
C2.
and this one here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a. Thank you.